Is the president bluffing again? Or is he really walking away from trying to end the Ukraine war? A signature promise he made for day one of his administration. I don't know. You tell me. Sounds like it.
If for some reason one of the two parties makes it very difficult, we're just going to say you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people, and we're going to just take a pass.
I remember when Churchill said that, trying to bring the war to an end. You're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible. That's how you get there. Former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Bill Taylor, and a special advisor to the Ukrainian military who's been on the ground throughout the war, Dan Rice. It's good to see you both. Happy holidays to both of you. So
good to see you both.
Let's deal with the practical and then the tactical, okay? And not just because it rhymes. Dan, on the practical side, what does this mean in terms of how it will be used as an opportunity if there's any vacuum of American involvement?
I think what they're saying is they're going to abandon the ceasefire process. They are not saying they're going to abandon Ukraine. Big difference. So I think we've spent 90 days. President Trump has tried to negotiate a ceasefire peace. Russia does not want it. Putin does not want it. Putin is a horrible person, as referred to by the president. He is a horrible person. He just bombed people on Good Friday. He just killed innocent civilians. The United States, I believe, will abandon the ceasefire process, support Ukraine, increase military aid, and force Russia to the negotiating table later on. That's what I interpret this as. But I'd love to hear Ambassador Taylor's opinions, former ambassador to Ukraine, who has an honorary doctorate from the American University of Kyiv. Doctor?
Wow, very well done, Dan Rice, going for my job there, bringing the segue intro to my guest. I like it. Just a couple of quick points of correction. Not correction, just context. Trump wasn't talking about Putin. He was talking about whoever makes it difficult. It would be very interesting if he were to assign that directly to Putin. And second, of course, Putin kills on Good Friday. He's godless. He's godless. So it's not like he would respect it. Ambassador, I can't do better than Dan did in bringing you in. But tactically, we have seen the rope-a-dope from Trump on a regular basis now. Is that what this smells like to you? Him saying, I'm going to walk away. You're both going to be screwed. You better do what I want. But he's not going to walk away.
Chris, I think you're right. I think he's not going to walk away. And I agree with Dan that if there is one person of those two between Zelensky and Putin who is horrible and who is foolish, has made some really bad decisions, it's Putin. It's the guy on the left of your screen there. And so that's the message there, that he is going, if Trump is using this to put pressure on Putin to come to the table by saying, I'm walking away, that's the message he's trying to do. He's trying to put pressure on Putin.
Although Trump's guys like Putin better than they like Zelensky, which is a weird part of the dynamic here. What happens if Putin uses it, Dan, this opportunity to do what we keep hearing about a press incursion, maybe with Chinese help from the East and the South?
Well, I do believe this is the beginning of World War III if we let it happen. We have to stop it here, and that's very important. You're already seeing the Iranians, the Chinese, and the North Koreans all conspiring against freedom fighters, against Ukraine. And on the 250th anniversary, keep this in mind, today is the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's ride. And so I think the message needs to go out to America that we need to fight for freedom. We always have, we always will. And right now, all we need to do with Ukraine is give enough ammo. We don't need to do much more than that. We give them enough artillery ammo, cluster munitions, destroy the 500 battalions that are in the field in Russia, the Russians that are in Ukraine. We will destroy the Russian army and they will cease to be an existing army within Ukraine. We can do it. All we have to do is give the political will and give the ammo.
Ambassador, Dan brought up an interesting piece of context there. Iran, he mentioned. I keep hearing that Iran is going to be, forget about what happens in Rome. They're going to start making their intentions known, not just with the Houthis, but look out for them in Ukraine. What does that look like?
Well, Chris, of course, the Iranians have been a big player by supporting the Russians, providing the Russians the Shahed drones for years now. So that, and the Russians can only buy weapons from two countries, Chris. It's only the Iranians and the North Koreans. I mean, even the Chinese have not overtly sold weapons to the Russians because they don't want to be sanctioned. the Chinese don't want to be further sanctioned on this thing. So yeah, the Iranians are playing the game, and it's a dangerous game for them to be supporting the Russians.
Ambassador, I wish you all good things. Dan Rice, please stay safe. You're going back and forth so often. Thank you for the perspective, and thank you for keeping me up to date personally as well. I appreciate you, Dan. Thank you for being my friend.
Chris, Ambassador, great to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Dan.
God bless both of you. Be well.